To Phyllis from Daddy, January 6th, 1928. So I was 4. Chapter 1. Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs on his back. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to introduce you. Winnie the Pooh. Be careful with this was got unhinged. Didn't have much of a hand already. Once upon a time, a very long time ago.
After Della's death, we felt very concerned about how Phyllis would do.
I watched Phyllis diminish.
And then it became clear that Phyllis was needing more help and that it was going to be tricky because Phyllis is so fiercely independent. She felt she could do it on her own. We needed more people until we grew it to the 24/7 caregiver, these incredible people who just love and support her and take such good care of her and allow her to be at home.
We never called ourselves caregivers in front of her, that we were always friends visiting, which was also not entirely untrue. Because we were all in similar community, it was the reason why it worked. It was also the reason
Hi Phyllis, it's Carrie.
Why she got to keep her dignity, because she was around a bunch of people who could tell dirty queer jokes and talk about politics and were interested in the same things that she was interested in. It wasn't an institutional model, it was a community model, which is wildly different from one another.
We wanted a view. And I don't think that monster over there was there when we bought it. They built it later.
So the curtain story is something that we all heard from Phyllis.
It was about the curtain that used to cover her living room window.
It was always told to me by Phyllis. On the later side of the evening, she would say, "Oh, I hope you're gonna be comfortable sleeping here tonight. I hope the sun doesn't wake you up."
Oh, honey, I hope the light didn't wake you up.
We used to have curtains on the windows.
We'd be looking at the sky. We used to have curtains on this window. And she would bring it up in different ways. Even just like walking up the stairs, she would stop mid-stair.
And she'd like point.
We used to have curtains on this window.
That's because we used to have parties.
We had meetings here and dances here where women danced with women. And the way that she would say it was with such like devilish delight, right? Imagine that, women dancing with women. You could tell that she just really loved that moment in her life.
And it would take a different form kind of every time. And
Phyllis would explain that the curtains needed to be drawn because women would be wearing men's clothes or they were seen canoodling together, which was like illegal before Phyllis was, in charge, right? There would be a moment where she would be like, but now we don't have any curtains and we haven't had curtains in years because now women can dance with women. Knowing Phyllis and knowing her history and seeing her library and seeing her art, there was lots of different types of dancing that went on in that room, I'm sure. So many people feel like the only way to survive is singularly. And Phyllis taught me that, yeah, you can think that. And it can be important for you to think that, but it's not possible. It's not possible. We are a community of individuals that are connected to one another, and we will be forced to rely on each other.